everyone, Monica here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today doing my July design team project for Artzology designs from Etsy. And I was so excited. Every year when we go away somewhere in the car, like we take a car trip or summer holidays, I always make a travel journal. All the time. Even if we fly, it doesn't matter. Whenever we leave, I make a travel journal. So I was hunting around my stash of stuff to see what journal stuff I had. And I had this lost and found cover set. It just came with this and the rings, and it came with some ribbon. So it had some seam binding brown, and it's from Lost and Found. And it just had two chipboard covers that already had the swirly glitter swirls on the top and the bottom on both sides. And so then I thought, oh, this is a great little size for a travel journal. So what I did is I just cut up some cardboard that I had here, and every other page I used my tea-stained paper. And I just did that all the way to the end. I think there's like about 8-10 pages in all. And I thought, what an excellent idea. Because I knew I wanted to use the new Ladybug print from Artzology. It is so cute. First of all, look at the multitude of selections of designs you have just in this one series. There are tags, there are pockets, there are, oh, there's just so much. There's like inserts and cards and I can't corners it. It's just chalk tickets, chock full of stuff. So I am so excited to get started. And what I already did, I started cutting out the background papers because I want to use those for the actual pages. So, you know, you can reduce the size on your computer to whatever size you want or as big as you want. And I wanted to be able to get 2 per page, like an 8.5 by 11 page. So what, I'll show you what I plan on doing. And then she had some pieces that are belly band pieces, so I might put them on the edges. But you see, I'm going to make sure I get this part completely covered like that for my backgrounds. And then either here I'll put a belly band strip, or I might do the whole thing in gesso. So I just haven't decided yet. So I'll put that one on one side, for example. And like I've already cut these out. And this one on this side, and so on. And so there's all kinds of background papers here. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. I'm going to cover up just the chipboard pieces, not these tea-stained ones, just the chipboard ones. So how many do I have to cover? 1, 2, 3. These are 4 or 5. And the beauty of these printing, you can print as many as you want. If I need more, I can just go print some more. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 12 pages in this whole book. So I'm going to go ahead and cover up all the chipboard, and then I will be back. So with the magic of videotaping, it's a couple of days and a manicure later. But I covered the edges of my cardboard inserts with just some white acrylic paint. And so now I'm going to cover them with this beautiful background paper from Artzology. And what I want to make sure that I do is that the points are covered. And so I'm not so much concerned about where the binder holes are. I might put some washi tape there, I'm not sure. But I want to be certain that I've covered up the nice pointed edges there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all my yummy background paper. I love it. Look at these ladybugs. So cute. So I just want to show you, I'm using Fabric Tac liquid glue for this. I'm just making a nice little trail of glue all the way around the page and then squiggling it on kind of close to the edges, because that's always where it seems to lift up. There. And then I'll take my paper and, whoops, place it over top. So I'm just going to kind of leave it as close to the holes as that is, because like I said, I really want to make sure that my pointy edges are completely covered. And one tool that I have that I absolutely love, it was sitting on a counter, I think it might have been at a scrapbook store or an art store, and it's this it's by Ranger, and it's a craft squeegee. It is amazing for gluing paper to anything, because you really get a good smooth coverage. And there are some edges that the pages aren't completely straight, but that's okay. There. Just smoosh it out, and you know it's on there good and sticky. There. So I'm just going to carry on with my pages here. Some of these are so pretty. Oh, I just love them. Okay, I finished gluing all the cardboard pieces, both sides. As you can see, such beautiful printed paper. There's so much to choose from that well, there's no way I could use this whole collection just on this booklet. So I've got those 6 done, and then I've got, remember, the tea-stained pages, of which I'm going to add the pockets, the tabs, and all of that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to go do now is some pretty fussy cutting. I might spray adhesive some of this stuff onto some white cardstock first, and then cut it all out. And then, like for pockets and stuff, it'll be a bit more firm if it's on white cardstock. And if I spray adhesive, I'll get a more even coverage. I could use a glue stick, but it's not going to give you the coverage that you need, you know. So there's, look, file, folders, cards, you name it, it's here. So that's what I'm about to do next. I'm about to spray stuff with spray adhesive. I try to do it outside if I can. Look how pretty it looks out here. It's gorgeous. A fountain going. The other fountains over. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Beautiful atmosphere to do crafts, don't you think? So it's all done. You can see the raindrops just started to rain, but they're done. And if I have to touch some up like this one, I'll just take a glue stick and do that. So I'm going to go off now and do a whole bunch of fussy cutting. It didn't take me long at all. I think I was watching one cooking show, so it was probably the duration of the cooking show, and I managed to cut out all of the pieces. Look at all the pockets and file folders, pocket there, markers, even the little tickets, or not tickets, but you know, when you put it on your page marker like that. And then where are the tickets? Oh, they're in this pile of I call this my vertical pile, because it was just sort of random pieces. These are random. These are like bookmarkers rounded over, and papers for journaling notes, more pocket edges. Didn't take long at all, and I am so happy that I decided to take that extra time to stick them to the cardstock on the back to give it more of a, you know, sturdy background to work on, because you can journal on this. Perfecto. So yeah, so now I'm ready to build my book together. So after I finished cutting all the file folders out, I went through all the ones that needed scoring. And Deb has made it so easy for you. If you can use your cutting knife and just use the lines on that, your cutting board, Or if you have a scoreboard like this and just line it up right where the little nicks are there. Oopsie. And just run your bone folder or stylus. And easy peasy. See, then they're all folded. Makes it all nice and lovely. So I'm just going to get through doing that. And then I am going to start building. Okay guys, I'm so excited. I have been playing with this and building my book, and so we'll do a flip through in a minute, but look at all this yumminess. Look at this, look at this. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Anyway, I'll do a flip through, and I've got the back cover there, and I just need to work on my front cover. And what I decided, because it's getting quite thick, I saved some of the, you know, add-ons and stuff, and I have still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, because we're going on 2 vacations, and this, if I add it in here with all this stuff, it's going to get too thick. So I've got this for later to add on, and I might just use this as a travel journal, not specifically just for these 2 trips, until it's completely full, because it's just, this paper from ARTZOLOGY is so gorgeous. And when you mix it in with your stuff and play around and add stuff to it, it's just, I'm having so much fun. So now I'm just working on my cover. And typically for me, when I do a travel journal, I cut this piece a little bit smaller so you could still see that pink right here. And I'm going to ink around it. And then typically when I make a travel journal, I want the cover to be flat because it's in a bag. You're pulling it out, putting it back in. And if I want to embellish it, I will do it much later on when it's home for good. I have so many journals. And the beauty of them is if someone is going, say, for example, to Maui or Mexico or wherever, and they've never been before, I can always just pull out my journal and say, well, look, here's our trip, and this is what we saw, and people really enjoy looking at them. So I'm just going into my washi tape and see what is in here. Oh, those are things I cut up, you know, little frames. Actually, I might use one for the cover. Maybe. We'll try that one. Okay. And I'd like to just have some wacky washi tape on here. Maybe a map, because we are traveling. And one more. There's no yellow. When it comes to adding embellishments for me, they don't have to match. Like they look cooler when they do not match, in my opinion. Like when you're using, like there's a blue, there's this one, and oh, that's too similar. And the map, I need something powy. This one, I like that better than this one. There, because it gives it some pow. The yellow comes out of that, the black, it'll be inked in black, and it ends up looking great. Anywho, so yeah, I think that's pretty good. So I'm just going to look for some, I want to put some letters on here. I want something to say like, take flight, or something along those lines, because the Ladybug is always taking flight. Can you see the little Ladybug right there? Not that we're going to be flying on a plane. For one of our trips we are, but we're just taking off. Taking off. That's a good one. Taking off, taking flight, something like that. So I'm going to add my tape along the edge here, like that. All 3 of them. So I'll trim this up. And I will be back. And I'm going to add text like that, or maybe like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I might make my text more rectangular now. But I'll be back when I figure it out. Okay, here is my finished travel journal using my Ladybug kit, the printables from ARTZOLOGY Designs on Etsy, and I'll put her shop in my description box. I couldn't be more happier with how this turned out. So let me start. I'll go with the cover first. I had, you know how this book, this Lost and Found book, had this brown seam binding ribbon? So I just cut it in half and then in half again and tied it on the rings. And then there was a little piece of lace just sitting on my table left over. So I cut it in half lengthwise and tied it on there. If I should happen to lose those during traveling or whatever, I don't care. Not a big deal. I glued a leather strip around the book, and on the other side there's a little ladybug glued on there to hold it kind of in. I used E6000, so hopefully it will stay, and it's just going to be like that, because you know when you're traveling how chock full these books can get. So on the cover here, this is the actual book. That turquoise you see all around is that patina paste from Finnabair. I just rubbed some of it on because I wanted to. There's that washi tape I was talking about, 3 of them. This Trust Your Journal came off of a keychain that I got, and it's glued on with E6000. I took that printed paper, instead of making a rectangular thing, I cut out pennants with my pennant punch. That one from Stamp It Up. And I just glued them down, inked around them, and then put the buttons on with E6000. I don't want things falling off my book, especially that. And then I glued, I found this travel word from Tim Holtz Words. These little brads I've had for 1,000 years. I clipped the backs off, glued them on, because I think they look like ladybugs. And the funniest thing, when I hung this to hang the banner, look, it looks like the ladybug is doing tightrope walking over there. I love it. Traveling along. Hence the word travel and trust your journey. Love this cover. Super easy, super flat. Nothing's going to fall off. And yeah. So for this page, this was the original front cover. But because it was covered up with stuff like that, I flipped it and left it here. And so I'm going to put a This Book Belongs To thing in here, like a, if you find it, mail it to me. So this is page number 1, and this is one of the papers, because you know how I had cardstock and then paper, and I just glued some of the paper down, and this is one of those folders, and it's all ready for photo or journaling or whatever. This side, there's an envelope, and then there's some cards. They're all inked, and you can glue a photo on them, or a journal, or receipts or tickets, whatever you want. This nice little keepsake envelope. Love it. On this side here, there's a, can you see the envelope glued sideways with some of that lace? And it's clipped, and it's got a couple little cards right here, and they are clipped with this little cute little clothespin. So tiny, I think it's at a dollar store. So that's that pocket. And then also, I tried to maximize the real estate. So we've got that. And then we've got a whole page for journaling, sketching. I like to sketch and watercolor, pencil paint, and whatever else. So this is the next page. And it's just a rusted paper clip holding these 2 little things together in a pocket. And then I just glued, for an embellishment, one of the little tickets on the side, trying to feature all these little ladybugs. On this page, we've got a ladybug ticket glued there, one of the angular pockets. I had to trim it down a tiny bit off the top. I put a little tab there, and here is some, again, a little paper thing to write on. I stapled some lace on top. This is one of my paper ones. And then on this side, it's got the other side of that, and I made lines for straight up journaling. This one is a pocket. In this pocket is just a whole bunch of paper for you to draw or take notes or whatever you want to do. And then I just embellished it with this little piece of lace and a rusted safety pin. And underneath is this old cheeseclothy thing. So on our next page, we have another envelope. And it's empty, and then on the outsides of it I put lace, but boom, we've got a book, little booklet. You could put a photo, journal about it. Isn't that cute? And another place for just straight journaling, because sometimes I put so much in my travel journals, I forget to leave places to actually write something. So that one is both sides that. I might add some washi tape. I always travel with washi tape and Scotch tape, watercolor pencils, and an aqua pen, you know, the ones with the water in them. So you're ready to go. So this becomes like a mixed media book, whatever. Here's another little pocket with two little, like those bookmarky things. I'll just pull them out. And then also, I think this also opens, oh yes it does, there's a little tab thing. Then it also opens up. Photo mat, journaling, whatever I'm going to collect on my travels. On this page, we have our sweet little ladybug climbing on the leaf. More of that paper that I just pulled out of the other one for journaling. Here we have more just tabs and more tabs and tabs and a clip with lace. Another card. There's so much you can do on this page. I mean, you've got under here, got the sides of that, sides of that, sides of that. This card, amazing. And then on our last page here, I have, again, the other side of the clip with the lace, a ticket, the side corner, and these two little papers to go inside the pocket. And I could put another pocket here. I might still, because I've got lots left over. And then we have the back of our book. So there you have it. Cutest ever little travel journal. Love this print. Love doing this project. My design team project for July for ARTZOLOGY Designs. So fun. So go check out all the millions of things she has to offer in her store. And we'll see you next month. And thanks for watching. Bye.